think we're kind of unique in what we do, because we have the DSG parts section. We sell the DSG parts all over the world. Then we have the repair shop. Then we have the software department. And it makes us unique because the experience that we get, nobody in the world is like us. Nobody can tell that. So normally you say, you have to do durability tests, but you can never do as much durability tests. It will never compare to the experience that we get with all these customers coming in here with their GTIs with 200, 300,000 kilometers. We know exactly where the weak points are. And we retune a lot of cars. And that also learned us a lot, how to do it and not to do it. And now I come to a topic which is really important for people to understand. What I see in some regions in the world, that people select this product from that product from that brand, because that brand is famous or being the best in the world on that particular topic. I can understand, but with DSG and engine software, you really, if you have the knowledge how it really works, you will always say, I want the engine and the DSG software from the same tuner, because it works so close together. And it's not that high tech to explain. I will try to explain that everybody will understand this part. When you accelerate with your car, your engine is calculating the virtual torque, which in most cases is pretty similar to the actual torque. That torque is sent to the DSG gearbox. So the DSG gearbox knows, the engine is supplying 500 Newton meters of torque. Then in the DSG, there are torque maps calculating, okay, for 500 Newton meters of torque, I should put like 12 bars of oil pressure onto the clutch to keep it closed. It's pretty simple, right? Everybody understands this. But now comes the tricky part. In the engine ECU, the values are not high enough. Why? Well, imagine, simple. The car from factory has 350 Newton meters of torque. Why the hell should the development department from Volkswagen make a mapping up to 500 Newton meter? So what you see is that the torque outputs are limited. 350 Newton meters of torque, no, a little bit higher, 380, 400, sometimes 450. But with a good tuning mapping, you go to 500 Newton meters of torque. And this is so incredible that really big famous tuning companies still say, you don't need to change the DSG software. That's total bullshit because of two reasons. First of all, the DSG, maximum oil pressure on the clutch, it's always limited, you have to raise it. But also the engine software. The engine software should give a high torque output. Some tuners say, I changed the torque output from the engine, so it will work with the stock DSG. Doesn't work like that. Because also the DSG software has many limitations. And now comes a complex one. It limits the maximum input torque it receives from the engine ECU. So in the engine ECU, you can raise the output to 700 Newton meters. The actual signal coming inside the software from the gearbox will be reduced to, say, 400 Newton meters. And with every software version, every type of DSG is different. So one guy says, no, it's not true. It's definitely true what I say, but it can vary per gearbox. So on one car will drive pretty okay without the modification, and another car will not drive okay. It depends purely on the software version. And it can happen that you get a software update and then a standard update from the factory. And then from that moment, you get new problems. So we always say, match it. Match the engine software with the DSG software so it's perfectly in harmony.